When I think about offering words to the SLUH community about making real progress toward racial justice, I really think that the steps forward fall in two general categories. So one is education and the other is action. Hi, I'm Daniel Hurd, SLUH class of 2004. During my time at SLUH, I was involved in ACES, the Association for Cultural Enrichment at SLUH, as well as the Prep News. I wrote for Sisyphus. I played on the football team, and I ran on the track team. Currently, I work in pricing and analytics for USAA, which is a financial services company focused on the military and their families, located in San Antonio, Texas. And when I think about education, really, the majority of the SLUH community does not know what it means to be Black in America. And although, as a white person or as a non-Black person, you will never fully have that experience, educating yourself about Black history and about the experiences that the Black fellow members of the SLUH community have can help you be a better sponsor and ally and advocate for the Black community and help you make real progress toward racial justice. So one example that I recently encountered related to that, just a couple weeks ago, was Juneteenth. So June 19th, for those of you who don't know, Juneteenth is an annual celebration commemorating June 19th, 1865, which was when general orders were read in Galveston, Texas, announcing that those slaves still held in the state of Texas were free. And this is, a year and a half or so after the Emancipation Proclamation was written. But because of the speed of information at the time, it took that amount of time for word to make it down to Texas. And in 2020, with everything going on with the demonstrations and the advocacy and people really aggressively pushing toward racial justice, Juneteenth this year has gotten a lot more national attention than it has in previous years. And because Juneteenth really started as a Texas holiday, Texas was the first state to make it a state holiday officially in 1980. It typically gets discussed and celebrated more here in Texas than in other states. And but because of the attention that Juneteenth got this year, I ended up having a number of conversations with coworkers and friends who aren't Black, who said, I had never heard of Juneteenth before. I didn't know what it was about. I really learned a lot about, what it's celebrating and the history of it and how we got to where we are today. And that's just one example of, somebody who wasn't a part of the Black community not knowing something, and because they were presented with some information, they learned something about it. Now, they have better context for historically how we got here. One of the key attributes of a SLUH grad is being open to growth. And growth can be a very difficult and uncomfortable process, as with any learning or any development. But I think in particular as it relates to this, racial justice, something that can be a very uncomfortable topic to address. It's really necessary to be open to growth, to be open to learn about history and experiences to help enable yourself to be a better advocate. One of the things that I've really learned over the last year or so is that calls to action are important, and having specific, tangible things that you can do help channel your energy and help move things forward. And the cumulative effort of that can really help take things a long way. So again, educate yourself both on history as well as the experience of your peers, and then take action through voting, through getting involved in various organizations to help continue that education, but really to help affect organized, coordinated change to move things forward. I know that the members of the SLUH community as a whole are gifted and talented and capable of doing great things. And I think taking these steps and channeling those gifts towards something positive is important, and something that is in the spirit of the Ignatian theology that we learn, and is in the spirit of the grad being committed to doing justice.